Do you want to know how to get kids to stop putting hands in their mouth? I'm Nicholeen Peck, and I teach all over the world about parenting, good communication, how to build strong family bonds, child development, and education, all through the lens of the principle self-government. And in this video, we're talking about taking the hands out of the mouth. It is annoying and slightly gross when people put things in their mouths, especially their hands, and then they go on to touch things afterward. I know that that is a hygiene problem. As parents, we're trying to handle these types of teaching moments all the time. In this video, we're going to talk about skills that you can use to help your child learn better hygiene and how to not put the hands in the mouth. We're also going to talk about strategies that you can take if you are combating this habit of a problem that keeps coming back again and again. If your child has just started to put their hands in their mouth, then you can probably just teach them one skill. It's one of the 4 basic skills of self-government. It's a skill called accepting no answers or criticism. These children's books each teach one of the 4 basic skills of self-government, which are following instructions, accepting no answers and criticism, accepting consequences, and disagreeing appropriately. This book here, Porter Earns a Quarter, teaches the skill accepting no answers and criticism. Now you need to learn all 4 of these 4 basic skills in order to actually be able to be self-governing and for them to take care of 99% of your behavioral problems. But one really common skill that needs to be taught to everyone, not just children, but adults need it too, is this skill accepting no answers and criticism. When you accept a no answer, you look at the person or the situation, keep a calm face, voice, and body, say okay, like it happened, or this is a no, I'm going to say okay to this no answer, which means I can't change it right now. Or you disagree appropriately, which is another skill that you might choose to use. And then you drop the subject, which means you don't ruminate on it. You don't think about it anymore. You don't whine or cry about it. You just don't do it anymore and you move on. You get over it. That's what drop the subject really means. So when your child is just starting to put their hands into their mouth all the time and you perceive that this could be a problem going forward, especially if it starts to develop what you see as maybe a new habit forming, then you're going to want to talk to them about how putting hands in their mouths is a no answer. Hopefully you've already taught them the skills and principles of self-government. You can teach those skills, the majority of them at least, before the child even can form a complete sentence, because they can understand the concepts. In fact, there's videos on this channel. If you've subscribed to this channel already, you know there's videos on here of teaching small children, my granddaughter, who couldn't even fully verbalize yet, how to self-regulate, how to disagree appropriately. Amazing things actually are possible, more than parents even think. So, first, teach your child the 4 basic skills of self-government, including accepting no for an answer. Then, in the moment, when you are catching them developing this new habit of putting their hands in their mouth, then you tell them that putting the hands in the mouth is a no answer and that you will correct them when you see that they are putting their hands in their mouth, because if they put their hands in their mouth, they are not dropping the subject. So if they put their hands in their mouth, that means you would do a correction for them not dropping the subject. What type of negative consequence might you choose to have them earn if they choose not to drop the subject or they don't accept no answers? I recommend using an age-appropriate extra chore. And on the TSG app, which you can find on your phone, you can go to the job jar function. This is all free, and you can get access to chores that would be age appropriate even for a toddler. Also, you can catch your child doing the right thing, and you can provide a positive consequence for them as well, so that they can also learn cause and effect on the other side of this behavior. For a person to learn self-government, they need to understand cause and effect, which means good equals good, bad equals bad. That doesn't mean that your tone has to be bad, okay? We're just teaching that if you go this way, here's the positive. If you go this way, here's the negative. That helps them be able to make a choice. Because ultimately, to not put the hands in the mouth is a choice they are going to have to make multiple times in order to break that habit. They are going to have to give themselves a no answer and drop the subject in order to drop the subject from the no answer that you are already going to be giving them. So what types of positive consequences might you use? Well, maybe you catch your child who's had a terrible habit of putting their hands in their mouth, playing with something and not having their hand in their mouth. Well, that's a great moment to bring to their attention that you see that they are choosing not to put their hand in their mouth right at that time, and for you to praise them and show them that they've earned a positive consequence. Maybe it's a snack out of a snack bag. Maybe it's a nickel or a dime out of your pocket because you decided to have some little positive consequences with you today in your pocket. Maybe it's some praise, some high five, a hug. Maybe you are going to tell them you'd like to read them their favorite story or have them help you make a treat in the kitchen. There are so many things that you could use as a positive consequence. I hope that you will tell the child that there will be positive consequences when you catch them not having their hands in their mouth, which is, something that they really need. Now, if they do have a problem and it's a habit, and you're trying to have a little bit of mercy with them with their corrections, you might need a little bit of a reminder. Let's say you see the hand going toward the mouth. Right at that moment, if you've got a cue phrase, it could be a game changer. So decide ahead of time, maybe have a little parent counseling session with your child. Parent counseling sessions are things that you can learn about in the TSG or Teaching Self-Government course and training that's on my website, teachingselfgovernment.com. And that's where you have a special planning session to develop how to handle a specific behavior with a child. But in a parent counseling session, I would talk with them about a cue phrase that you would like to develop for the hand-in-mouth problem. The cue phrase might be something like hands out, or maybe it might be something instead of related to pulling out, which reminds of the mouth, it might be something like high five. So, high five. That's right. Now I'm going to give you a high five with my hand and remember not to put it in my mouth. So when they give you a high five and actually take that action right at that moment, you can say, great job. You chose to pull your hand away from your mouth, give me a high five, and now we can do something else, not thinking about hand in mouth, right? And so they get the high five. Maybe you even tell them what positive consequence they did earn at that time. Children respond really well to consistent teaching of cause and effect, so it's super important that you have your own parent skills down and that your calmness is also apparent to them. If you are not fully calm, then you might struggle to do the effective teaching for your children. So make sure to get the help that you need. So in order to get more help with the skills and principles that you might need, I recommend my next video, which is how to discipline a child. Click on the link to that video next. I'll see you there.